Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Monday. Wow. It's been a whirlwind of a morning for me. I spent some extra time in meditation today for a few reasons. Number one, the energy update was something else this morning. I truly didn't want to leave that energy, so I spent a little bit more time in meditation, which put me behind for the rest of my morning. And then the school bus was running a little bit late. So, yeah, it is what it is. And I just tapped into enjoying the energy. The energy this week has a bit of a busy feeling, but in a glorious way. And a bit of a heads up to keep yourselves a little bit extra grounded. There's a lot of moving pieces this week, and some of you may be feeling that overwhelmed feeling or that not enough time feeling, or just feeling that pressure of things moving very, very fast. There is a heightened awareness this week. Things are going to feel a little faster and sound a little louder, including the spirit dimensions. The spirit dimensions were very loud this morning. I literally had to turn down the volume. I was like, whoa, you guys. It's like it's like they were like extra loud. And at first I thought, like, am I just not listening, or what's going on here? And then I felt the energy, and it just felt louder. And what do I mean by feeling louder? Things that you've been kind of putting off, the changes, the volumes being turned up on being able to move forward, expansion, the whole out of the box feeling really being called forward into what you want to do, whether it be trying something new, whether it be just things happening at a faster pace. We're going to feel that this week, but there was also a big freedom energy with it. It was like I just felt so free to try things, and safe to try new things, and to allow ourselves to be more open. There was this crack, and I heard this loud crack, and it was like this a crack of opening, a crack of being able to say, yes, I'm ready. I want to try that. I'm ready. It was forward momentum. It was very, very, it was a beautiful space and a beautiful energy to just kind of embrace it, and without feeling that need to try and control it. So if you're a person that leans into a little bit of controlling stuff, try with that moving with the flow energy. Try that. I'm just going to go try anything once, twice if I like it. Embrace it, because it did feel a lot lighter. Now, this is what kind of things shifted a little bit. There's also a little bit of justice energy. And when I first felt it, I was like, oh. And then I was like, no, wait a minute. Give me a second to process how this is feeling. That justice of what feels right for you, what feels right for your family, what feels right for your spiritual growth, being able to lean into that with, yes, yes, I deserve it, and yes, I'm ready for it. Now, worldwide justice, I feel like I had to really put on a pair of white gloves with love and light to be able to navigate through some of that, and to be able to navigate through things are working out with how they need to work out. And sometimes with that justice energy, we can get very close-minded sometimes with right versus wrong. And I get that. I totally do get that. And spirit gets that too. But then and this is where things got really incredible. A beautiful white dove flew into my awareness, bringing in that peace, bringing in that it's okay that spirit is guiding a lot of this. So is the physical world, which was the other side of it. And that's when I went, yeah, but with spirit. And spirit was very, very gentle with me with my own feelings. And I was reminded of that, to take that justice energy and just be gentle with it and come at it with alignment. So if things pop up for you that are coming forward from like that justice point of view, just make sure that you're putting on white gloves of love and light to be able to handle things from spirit's perspective. And I think that we're going to understand that a little bit more as the week goes on, and we're going to have a different understanding with that whole justice energy. And so I think I'm going to practice exactly that. What spirit showed me was just handling things with love and light, which is handling things from alignment, allowing spirit to guide me through it is what the big reference was there for me. And I love how spirit showed that to me, because sometimes we try to handle things from a very controlling perspective, or from without necessarily thinking things or feeling things right through. And I think that is a huge, and I was like, I love that so much. It was a huge space for me to kind of take a look at how I'm handling it, and how there are some things that are out of our control, and some things that are in our control. If you are waiting for closure on something this week, I feel like this is going to be a big week to take a step towards that. So if you're waiting for anything legal, if you're waiting for some closure on a legal case or paperwork, I feel like this week there's going to be some movement in there, with this loving justice energy. So just kind of remember that I said it, and the whole freedom really came forward mixed with that, with allowing yourself to be free. So not attaching to I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to hear them with their, because life happens, right? Like life does happen, and how we navigate through that is extremely important. So as things pop up for you this week, practice that pause, practice feeling into it, practice putting on your white gloves so that you can handle what comes to you, and it doesn't, and that includes the good stuff too. Right, that doesn't just include the heavy stuff. That also includes the good stuff, and just kind of feel into that from that perspective. If you are one to kind of just jump in with a lot of knee jerk reactions, the energy is going to feel very draining. The energy is going to feel very tiring and very confronting. And remember the other side to all this with other people. Other people may be having a completely different energetic reaction to this, and other people may be coming at you with that confrontation space, or that hard justice energy. Put on your white gloves of love and light, or anything that resonates with you, to be able to navigate through things from that perspective. The energy itself is extremely fast moving though for me this week. I really felt it, like things were picking up and gaining momentum. That included a lot of the manifestation stuff that you guys have been working on. I just felt this forward momentum with it. I just felt like there was this fast pace, louder volume of pick up and let's go, right? Just pick up and let go. Forward we're going. And for those of you who have been kind of looking for your sign to go forward, this is going to be a glorious week into that. This is going to be a glorious week of forward we go. This is what I've been working on. Travis, oh my goodness, I turned on late and you were talking about closure, something I really need. I get to meet you today. Oh, lovely, Travis. Does spirit have anything for me in the meantime? Everything that I said, Travis, right now, with being able to and sometimes I just want to pick this apart a little bit. Sometimes we may be seeking closure and we may not necessarily get it in the way that we want it, or in the way that we think that we should receive closure. And sometimes with closure, depending on the closure that you're looking for, you may have to give that to yourself. You may have to be able to say, okay, enough's enough. I don't understand it, but I need to move forward, and giving yourself permission to start taking steps. And what you can do is you can, it's just kind of look at your feet and take a step forward, and then take a step forward, and just give yourself the closure. Sometimes we need to give that closure to ourselves. And I'm looking forward to seeing you, Travis. So I'm sure we'll talk a bit more of that with your session with me this morning. Um, Freedom is a freedom to be, and freedom to really flow with that whole freedom energy. Really feel that this week. Give yourself permission to be free. Like stand with your arms out. Just like feel that freedom within. Just kind of feel that. Feel the energy of the spirit dimensions. Feel the energy of that freedom. Give yourself a little bit of permission to feel that this week, and put on your white gloves. I love that so much. I love that so much. I don't have white gloves here at home, but I'm very good at visualizing, putting on my white gloves and handling things from that perspective. Whatever I hold this week, I'm really going to work at holding it in that space. And there's a reason for it, and I'll understand it later. Sometimes even for myself, I don't always understand the channeling. until the week starts to progress. And then it's like, oh yeah, where are my notes? And I'll come back down and I'll look at my notes and I'll be like, yeah, okay, now I understand why I need to have those white gloves. Now I understand, that heightened loudness. Now I understand, that whole drained feeling. Now I understand, the word embrace it. So if it's not resonating with you in this red hot moment, just keep it into the back of your mind of, all right, what was that? What was said again? Because it's very interesting on how it can play out later on in the week. Um, so that's what spirit had. I'm just double checking my notes. That's what spirit had to say for me during my channeling. But there's so much expansion. And we talked a bit about it a few weeks ago about the whole out of the box, the whole really being called forward to something new and being able to give yourself that permission word to just try it. We're so afraid of making a mistake or what if it doesn't go right. Give yourself permission to just try it. If you're self-employed, it's going to be a very creative week. There's going to be some new ideas that are going to be coming to you. That got me salivating because Spirit has had me on pause a little bit with posting a few things, posting a few workshops. They're like, just wait. We're going to give you some more information on that, on what to teach. So it was very interesting when I felt that whole out of the box this morning. Let's scroll up. I do have to be mindful of time. I am working on Zoom this week. So here we are. Oh, look at all you guys joining me here this morning. It's great to have you all. Good morning. Good morning. Sudden house cleaning here, thinking of a cleansing as well, says Camilla. It is a glorious time. I mean, spring cleanup is always in spring cleaning, both physically and energetically, is a great thing. I just want to kind of touch base on that because I think it's really important when it comes to our own energy. I make sure that I am cleansing myself every day, even if it's a simple, I'm just gonna like let that go off of me, or wherever I've been, I just kind of like make sure that I'm kind of cleansing that. I, for the last couple of weeks, have been felt that need to do big purges around the house. For me, clutter has an energy that doesn't vibe well with me. I like clean, clear spaces. I just function better in that. Some of the people that are in my household are the opposite. They like their stuff. So coming up with neutral ground on that is always interesting here. I've been opening up to new things, says Shy. It's going to be a fast-paced week with that. I move in 20 days. Do you see it going well? I see it going very well. As always with moves, you will have moments where you feel like you're driving on that gravel road. I just have to say to you, that's what she said. And that is, when you're in the new place and you've got all these boxes, just kind of do a check in with your overwhelm. I feel like I just have to say to you, it doesn't matter if all the boxes get unpacked on time. It just really kind of feel into that new space, new beginning, new energy. And I would definitely do a cleanse on it. Definitely. Whenever it comes to moving, I smudge even just the U-Haul truck. Remember, it's all intention anyway. I would just simply do a quick smudge of the U-Haul truck when the stuff is loaded up, so that you're not taking any old energy with you, because it is a new beginning. A move is a new beginning. So really kind of feeling into that energy. And I would also do an energy cleanse of the space that you're moving into. Even brand new spaces do have energy. That builds up. Even spaces that are newly built, because when you think about the construction workers or the landowners beforehand, I always do just a real quick energy cleanse. It's all intention. Remember that. So whatever resonates with you, you can simply light a candle for new beginnings, or if you want to do a traditional smudge, if you want to just toss some crystals at it, whatever resonates with you, and really feel the excitement of a new beginning. New beginnings are such delicious momentum for me. I love new beginnings. I love fresh starts. I love being able to lean in and feel all that. But I do feel the move going really well. That's what she said, with just the typical normal stuff. But I really feel like I've got to kind of like cleanse. I also feel like when you're cleansing, if you decide to cleanse the truck before it pulls away, just kind of sit, with a little bit of gratitude for where you've been. I'm always grateful for the experiences. So I would simply look back at the living space and just simply say, you know what? Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the learning. When you think about when you first moved in there, there was probably a similar excitement and allowing yourself to kind of close that door. And when you move and you're closing that door for the last time, just literally say out loud or say in your head, "Thank you for the opportunities. I'm moving forward now." Right? That just really kind of helps bring a different energy to a new beginning, because we don't want to pull in fear of the unknown or fear of this. We just kind of want to stay in the allowing space. I've been feeling closer to spirit and I've been drawn to witchcraft lately for positive, of course. Any messages or advice from my spirit team? Make it your own. It was literally Bianca, it was shouted at me. Make it your own. Whatever that means to you, whatever you feel pulled to, make it your own. I'm big on that. I I always work in that space of yes, pieces of some things may resonate with me and I make it my own. Right. So I also feel here's one thing. I was really aware of my throat chakra all of a sudden. I felt almost constricted. Um Use your own voice and speaking your own truth. If something doesn't resonate with you on that path, speak it to yourself, and it's okay to lean into something and add something different, or taking pieces of things that resonate with you and leaving the rest. Sometimes we get too focused on how things were, and it was great for that timeline, but we are in a whole new timeline. So what resonated with people 100 years ago might not resonate with people that are, or for yourself, and the way the world is today. I hope that resonates there with you. I'm really learning to embrace with the go with the flow. That is a glorious one. Shy, and for anybody else who struggles with go in the flow, with go with the flow, give yourself an opportunity if you can to either sit by a moving river or a lake where you can kind of see the current, or if you have the opportunity to go for a canoe ride or kayaking, where you can kind of go feel that movement of going with the flow, with going with the allowing. When we struggle with allowing, it has that upstream feeling. We're swimming upstream, right? I'm not going to allow, and we're going upstream. And that's why when we're in that momentum, things start to come up that are really meant to say, just go with it. You're not supposed to be going that way. So that's when we get resistance. That's when we get the gong show. Why isn't anything going right for me? I really want to do this. And the universe is saying, well, try going this way and see where you land with it. When we push against resistance, and I have learned this in so many glorious ways, when I push against it and I start getting resistance, if I keep trying to swim upstream with that, and I'm not supposed to be going that way, lesson after lesson after lesson starts to hit me. Right. So when we go with the allowing, and I'm going to allow myself to learn, I'm going to allow myself to go where I need to go, and I'm going to allow myself to go with the flow, things start to soften, and it's like, oh yeah, oh, here I am. And there are so many things on my journey, especially my spirituality and with my work, that once I really started allowing myself to go and allowing myself to flow, I never in a million years would have thought I would be doing the things that I'm doing today. And what I'm doing today brings me such incredible joy. And for the longest time, I resisted it. I resisted and I resisted, painfully resisted. And, did it serve me? Well, it taught me a lot of lessons in that resistance. But when I started going with the flow, it was like magic. I started to land in places that I needed to be. The abundance, found its way to me. An abundance of people, abundance of love, abundance of everything just started to flow to me. Do my lessons continue with allowing? Yep, they do. But I seem to be able to work through those lessons from a big different energy without that hard pushing back on everything, right? And and I think when I lean into my mediumship, I think that was one of the biggest things that I really had to learn with my mediumship is I don't have any control on that. It's purely allowing. And if somebody would have said to me, 10 years ago, Lana, you're gonna do this, this, and this, I would have thought you were nuts and off your tree because it was furthest from what I thought I was gonna do. It was the furthest thing. I thought that, my mediumship would take me. And then when I went into allowing, I mean, I cannot imagine not doing the things that I'm doing. It fills my heart so much. Have you ever heard of the astrologer who took her life along with her child? The spiritual community has been talking about this. Not sure if it was her mental health, um, or an evil spirit causing it. I have not heard of that story, Bianca. I will say though, um, I'll pick this apart a little bit. Um, most astrologers work in the light, right? I don't know of any astrologers that don't. I also feel, when I kind of lean into this, I feel like there's more to the story, because what Spirit just showed me was a great big book of life on this person, and I feel like there's more to the story. I feel like we've only gotten a quick glimpse of a couple chapters. I also feel that when I try to go in deeper into this, and I won't spend too much time on here, but I really feel that somehow, um, a lot of fear is being pulled into this, a lot of misconceptions or things that were not true. And I also feel like I've got to respect, this person's journey. I got to respect that. I got to respect, like, if there was mental health stuff and it's not being shared, I feel like I really got to respect that. That was part of their journey. I don't feel a darkness with it. I don't feel a darkness with it at all. I actually don't feel that this person was necessarily wide open to that. I don't feel that at all. Um, I will also say, and I understand this, I truly do understand this from many different points of view. I also understand that there is a fine line, with mental health and mediumship or and spirituality, and there's a fine line there. So, and I feel like there was more going on than what we know, and I really feel that. And again, I haven't heard the story or anything about that, but I feel like there's going to be a little bit more lack of disrespect on that person's journey. So, making assumptions or anything like that. I don't feel like that book of life, that the whole story is being shared accurately. I hope that makes sense there. The argument someone started on me in the comments on social media, my spirit guide actually complimented me on handling that. Good for you. Good for you. Um, that sounds like an interesting ride home. I must have missed part of the story here, you guys. I'm sorry. Whatever you guys are chit-chatting about there. Do I believe in astral projection? If so, how do we do it? Shaz, that is a great question. And that is a big, big topic. Yes, I do believe in astral projection. And I do, and I also feel that astral projection, it should be something that you are taught, not something that you just learn online or by reading. Because there are safe ways of doing astral projection. I think you need to do your homework on that and find yourself a good teacher. I'm not going to get into astral projection and how to do it on this video, mainly because of time restrictions. I have to be very aware of the time today, and it is a huge topic. Bianca, I felt this some misunderstanding, but trying to hold back ego and reflect on my part. Good for you. Reflection is a good thing. Wondering if anyone else is experiencing moments of dizziness where it feels like everything is spinning around me. Andrea, I'm not feeling that connected to energy. I lean the other way with that a little bit. So I just kind of ask. I always ask spirit to lead me a certain way on where I need to go with that. I feel it more, and I don't feel terrible with it. So please hear that. I feel it more of like inner ear. I feel it more of physical versus spiritual. So if it continues or if it's been going on for a while, I'd see your doc and just kind of get yourself checked out that way. Kayla, I'm definitely, this is definitely my sign to go forward. Oh, good for you. My have immigration paperwork needs to get done. This is a good week to do it. Jules, Lana, I recently did a shamanic journey. Oh, I love them. Oh, I've done several and met a new spirit guide, a Black Panther. I'm wondering if you have any insight on his name. And instantly, Jules, I was handed a baby book and names of a baby book. That is so cool. You can name this Black Panther. You get to name this Black Panther. I was literally handed me a baby book, handed a baby book, names of a baby book. Go ahead and name them. I feel like Jules with this Panther. I feel like one of the biggest things that's going to come out of this is the deep trust that you're going to be taught here. It's going to come into like an unshakable, an unmovable, rooting into really, really trusting. I also feel a lot of protection, and I don't know if you struggle with that, or and I also feel, Jules, if I was to word it this way, that nobody has really advocated for you or stood up for you. I feel like this Panther is coming to help advocate and advocate for yourself, kind of thing, and to be able to stand in your own power. I feel like for a big chunk of your journey, it's like you haven't had that support to advocate for you. And I feel like this Panther is coming to teach you you can do it yourself. You don't need validation from people. You don't need an advocate outside of you. And this Panther's coming in with that energy for Jules. And I also feel this Panther is staying for quite an extended period of time, because I can see this Panther getting quite comfortable. I like literally unpacking my stuff. Unpacking. I'm hanging out here for a while, which is great. And I love that you it had an adventure with a Shamanak journey. It is a profound experience. And I think I've shared here before on the channel. That's when my hawk came to me. Excellent. Do spirits have any suggestions if I should trade out my son's old queen bed with the new one by myself? I kind of have to shrug my shoulders on that one. It's kind of like if you feel it. It's kind of like if you feel this is a benefit. I get that back to you. I kind of feel I don't feel like there is a right or a wrong thing. I feel like it's more of what you feel. I kind of like have to go if you feel if you feel that if you feel that you need to, if that's what you want to. Okay, I just feel that you. And here's the thing. I also feel that with what you're feeling, I feel like you've got to lean into that. And you've got to. So, how does it feel to you? Do you, if I was to ask that question in reverse to you, do you think that that's what Spirit's saying? How do you feel? Um, oh, picking up the momentum is so funny. I'm realizing because I started with more splurging for the move this summer yesterday. Well done, you. Chaz, I've been thinking about retaking English literature. Is this week? Is this week I may know? Again, trust your own knowing. Trust your own knowing on that. If you're feeling that, if you're, and here's the thing, how you may get communication with spirit. You may get an awareness of something. You may get an awareness of I really think I want to take this. It's coming to me and I can't shake it. It's coming to me on my awareness, and I'm feeling like I need to do that. That's spirit pushing you. That's the energy pushing you. With that is the awareness, that is the expansion, that is the out of the box, that is the calling forward. That's what I'm talking about. And that freedom to be able to, I'm going to try anything once, twice if I like it, is being turned up really loud this week. And it may not be, and here's the thing, it may not be great. We always seem to think it's going to be this great big revelation. It can just be the little things too. I really think I want to read a book on birds. It can be that too. It doesn't have to be the great big kaboom, aha. It can be those smaller things too. Smaller things matter, right? Smaller things matter. And that's so important when you think about all the small things that we learn, and when you add them all up, how big that gets, how profound that gets. Give yourself a little bit of that expansion feeling. Give yourself just that moment. Whether it be I'm going to read a new topic, I'm going to cook a new recipe, I'm going to be free. I'm going to be free to this week to just explore. Smash that like button, guys. Oh, bless your heart. That's what she said. Thank you, hon. PJ, Lan, I've been having some health concerns, and I'm hoping not to have surgery. Do you see me being able to avoid this possible surgery? Um, TJ, I'm uncertain. I'm not getting a lot of clarity around that. I think but what I do see is here's how they're showing it to me, PJ. I feel like I'm in a fog. I'm literally like seeing through fog at the moment, but I see the fog lifting. And on the other side of that, I feel so well. I feel very good. I'm also feeling my stomach a little bit, PJ. So has there been anything going on with your stomach? I'm just curious on that. I'm really aware of my lower. So, like waist down or belly button down kind of thing, right on that stomach area. I also feel though that I've got to lift off a lot of the fear. And I get it. No one likes surgery. I get it. No, nobody want most of us don't want it. And you know, but I'm just not sure if it's going to be needed. I'm leaning a little bit into, it's quite possible you're going to need it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Take the path to wellness and take the path to allowing, and and just simply know that the fog is going to lift. It's going to lift, and I feel you very held and very supported. I hope that I know it's not a direct or 100% of an answer, and sometimes, and I've said this before, sometimes I'm not meant to share it. They won't tell me everything either. Um, and I'm not all knowing, and I just re-asked again, and I just simply see the fog is going to lift, and you're going to get to the other side of that. Um, Funny, I was drawn to wear a white shirt today. Oh, I love that, Diane. You look pretty in blue. Blue is one of my favorite colors. I love blues. I love blues so much. Bianca Lana is gorgeous. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Bianca. I appreciate that. My brain is currently doing all kinds of flip backs because this one resonates on way too deep of a level. If it's resonating, wonderful. Mandy, good. I need closure on legal stuff. Okay, Mandy, this might be a really good week for you. I'm very tired today. Had fog last couple of days. Um, Mandy, here's one thing that I really want to kind of lean into here with you, especially since you posted about the legal stuff. I do feel like legal this week is going to speak. So either there's going to be some kind of movement or some kind of word on it, and I feel like I've just got to be okay. And I know this is going to be a hard one for a few of you. I got to be okay with whatever the outcome is. I've got to trust it. I just got to allow it. I'm going to support myself. And I feel that fog, Mandy, is to support yourself. I'm just going to support myself. I've got to support, or feeling I am supported. I'm so supported. I feel like that's kind of one thing that you really need to be held in right now. So getting yourself into supportive spaces, whether it be communicating with people that are great support, supporting yourself. I feel like that support space. I also feel with you that fog is going to lift. I also feel that fog has come to slow you down a little bit into feeling that support. Sometimes we can get too much worked up, and I feel like getting you worked up is not where you needed to be. So that fog is kind of bringing you in to kind of sit still, slow it down, get some rest, support yourself. All right, Kayla, I cleaned my whole house on Saturday, all windows open. I allowed for the energy. I love that so much. Um, Aaron, Lana, Shai has been helping me manifest a new career, but I've always been so lost knowing what direction to go. Do my guides have any advice? Aaron, I really feel um, that I've got to bring you home to you. So sometimes we can we can ask too much outside, right? We can ask, what do you think? What about this? What about that? And we can pull in too much that kind of really gets us into the overthinking. So what I need you to do, Aaron, is, and I really feel like I need to say to you, and I'm not sure why. Maybe you'll understand it when I say it. You have lots of time. You have lots of time to figure out the direction. And I feel I'm right into your inner compass. I'm literally seeing like a compass. Never eat shredded wheat. I'm right into yours, and I've got to give you a chance to sit and let your compass show you the direction. I really feel that right now. I feel like it's bouncing north, south, east, west. I feel like it's moving, and that's all of that movement is all of the other stuff coming in. Right. So I just feel like I've got to give you time. And it doesn't have to be months or years. It can be moments. I just have to say, okay, boom. I'm just going to feel what, and here's a question. What makes your heart sing? What makes your heart sing, Aaron? What brings you that delicious satisfaction, right? What is it? And when you think about whatever comes to you, then connect that into a direction. What makes your heart sing? And that will be the direction. That will be where you go to that inner compass and say, okay, animals make my heart sing. Animals really make my heart sing. Okay, so do I lean into a work that involves animals, right? Just Aaron, just kind of sit with that for a little bit. Time out on all the external stuff. Sometimes we and it's advice and support is great. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes we can get too much of it, too much guidance, and that's why with spirit, with the Uno card that spirit often shows me, it's like back to you. What do you truly want? What makes your heart sing? What do you know? Right. And I think that is such a glorious place to sit quiet, stress free, and just whatever brings you to that spot to say, okay, what song does my heart want to sing? And being okay. I mean, being okay with a career or a job doesn't have to be the permanent location either. And I get, and that's a bit of old programming. We have to have one thing and do it for 30 years, right? I've had many careers, and I'm perfectly okay. If spirit said to me, okay, Lana, you're going back to nursing tomorrow, I'd be saying great. Right. Wherever I'm going to go, or wherever my heart sings, that's the space that I'm going to go to. So I just got to give that to you, Aaron. I know it's not a big answer there, but that's what your guides are saying. We're in the middle of a home renovation. Ugh. Dumpster in the driveway. I'm throwing out old stuff and loving it. Renovations, I'll tell you, they're a lot of fun and they're a lot of work and they're a lot of fun and they're a lot of work. And I love how getting rid of old and leaning into new, and to really try, Diane, if I can give you just a little bit of advice, also kind of tap into what needs to go within you too. And whether you visualize, that part that was great, that served me. But if you want to write it down, I'm gonna let go of fear, and I'm going to toss it in that dumpster too. Right? Just kind of include your own energy in that. What do you want to renovate within yourself? What do you want? I love that. What do you want? What do you? That's what they said. What do you? That goes for all of us. What kind of renovations do you want to do within? Right? What do I want to renovate? I want to renovate my throat chakra so I can speak my truth a little bit clearer. Oh, I love that. I love clean, clear space too. I enjoy decluttering. I love decluttering. Um, I just have graduated from university, says Maria. Congratulations to you, darling. Any message from me? I'd love to hear from my dad. Um, like with the graduation cap, I can feel your dad. He's kind of like moving it around on your head. I literally feel that cap moving. Um, I'm sure you're aware of this, and I'm sure many of the viewers here today are feeling the same energy. So proud, like just so proud. I also feel, and this is what he's doing, is he's really pushing me back up to straight. Stand straight in your truth now. Stand straight in feeling that. So I don't know if you're kind of in that. Yeah, I've graduated, and I could have did better, or I don't know what to do. He's like, stand straight in that, and navigate the direction as it comes. Your dad is always walking beside you. He likes to walk beside you rather than behind, because he's saying you can't push her into anything anyway. So if I walk beside, and take each step of life with her, let her know that I'm beside her. He's also saying, Maria, not to be so hard on yourself. So there's got to be a part of you that's really hard on yourself. He's asking you to lighten that load. Um, Hi, Lana. For now, we might have to move to Dallas or near Dallas. I really want to stay in this city I'm in. Any insight about this? I worry about my kids with this potential move. There are a lot of moving pieces on whether or not you're moving to Dallas. I feel like there are a lot of moving pieces that haven't settled. So first of all, I feel your kids adjust very well overall. I also feel that if you do go to Dallas, I feel like it's very, and you did say near, but I feel it a little bit pushed out. I feel like you're not right in the heart of Dallas. I don't feel that big city energy around. I also feel very, and I feel like I can adjust myself very easily. I feel like if you have to move, the kids will adjust. I also but I'm also not 100% certain that you're going, because I can't sit in that too long. I really can't. So, I'm not sure why, but I don't feel like I need to put a lot of worry in that right now. I feel like there's too many moving pieces. I feel like there's a lot that needs to happen before this even manifests into anything. And I also feel that the whole choice and free will thing, I don't feel like you have to go. I don't feel like you have to, and I think that's a big thing. That we have to kind of keep in mind, no matter what spirit says, we do have the choice and free will. And I know for firsthand that, for choice and free will, no matter how many times spirit served up a platter a platter of here you go, no thank you. I think I'm good right now. I think I'm good right now, and spirit will come back to me and say, how about now? Here it is again. All right. And it was, no, I think I'm good right now. And then I started test tasting. Well, yeah, I think I'm getting closer and closer to being ready. So I think a lot of times and you guys are always welcome to ask me anything. If I don't know, I'm very honest. I will not lean out of honesty ever. We do have a lot of choice and free will. I do think that there's just a lot of moving pieces right now but when it is served to you, do you want to go to Dallas? And it may or may not go that way. You're going to have choice and free will in that. And I don't feel it bad to go. And I mean, change is always going to have its moments. But I also feel it's not bad, that it's good to stay too. I don't feel like there's a wrong decision here on the path. Um, but there's a lot of moving pieces. It's got to be a lot. And just, if you want to just give me a quick, yeah, I understand that there is a lot of moving pieces. I don't, I feel like there's a lot of moving pieces here. A lot of things have to kind of work out in order for you to go. Does that make sense? All right. Uh, Feeling stuck energy with my own business and creativity. Strong desires for freedom are coming up. Absolutely, Sandra. I want you to just kind of sit though, and I get it, but spirit shakes the word stuck all the time. Rather, no matter how it comes up, no matter whether it be in business or in relationships or in the path, spirit will always say, "You're not stuck." You're just in one, you're just not moving as forward as fast as that you would like to, but you're truly not stuck. And it's not a me thing, it's a them. They are constantly, even with myself, if I use that word, spirits like, look at your feet. Can you move them? Yep. You're not stuck. And I chuckle, right? And I lovingly chuckle at myself. I feel that with business and creativity, I feel like there was just a little bit of a pause that was needed. I also feel that this whole freedom energy coming up, I also feel you very, very ready, Sandra. I feel like you're open, very, very open to, I'm going to try that. I'm gonna try that. And I can feel you taking a big gasp of air. Why didn't I think of that before? And it's just about now. It's just about now's the time, right? It's all now. Right? So, and I chuckle because I can see you with that look on your face, Sandra, and with, oh, now I get it. Oh, what it feels very good, but you're not stuck. Even teeny tiny steps with being self-employed, you have been taking them. Okay? Okay. My cousin and I have a small home organizing business, but haven't had much time to invest in it. Do you feel this is a worthwhile venture for us to continue? Shannon, I feel okay. So first of all, I feel that there's something else that you're going to add to it. I feel like it's going to grow more into it more rather than just organizing. My cousin and I have a small home organizing business. I just had to reread that. Spirit wanted me to go back into that. I do feel that it's worth it, but I also feel that you're going to balance that with a few other things for now. And how spirit is showing me that is spirit is showing me my own journey with how I balanced two things at once until the clientele base was enough, until I was ready to go full time into what I do. And I just had to trust the process. But I also feel, Shannon, that you are going to expand this. Um, I'm just having a listen for some ideas. Have you also tapped into organizing not just homes, but expanding that a little bit more with organizing other things for people, right? Organize. Like I just, and I also feel, Shannon, that there are things that you can do to help. It's almost like temporary personal assistant. I'll just use me and you for as an example. Shannon, can you? I'm going to give you access to my Google Calendar, and if you could help me organize my work week. Can you help me organize that piece of me? I feel like there's a part of the organizing that you're missing. I got to get it to expand, not just a home, if that makes sense. Like, I feel that you have the ability to do that. One of you or someone's coming to you that has the ability to just expand it a little bit step by step. And it's okay to take it step by step, one client at a time. You are going to grow that, but I feel like I've got to be more creative and expansive in it. So the energy update for you from earlier in the segment, being able to think outside of the box, being really allowing that whole freedom space. When you think about it, when you think about organizing a small home organizing business, think about it a little bit broader than organizing the stuff. What if I was to call you and say, "Hey, Shannon, I need you to not just organize my front foyer, but can you take my dog out?" Just examples, just to get you thinking. Doesn't mean that you have to do pet walking with it, but I feel like I've got to expand it more a little bit into add a smidge of personal assistant. Add a smidge, even if it's temporary, or even if it's like doing stuff for people while they're on vacation. Ooh, where do you live? I may need some help. But you just see and let yourself play in that. And you don't have to take these ideas. I'm just channeling some energy to get you thinking outside of that box. What people need more help organizing more than just their home, right? Yeah. All right. Ooh, I have to watch the time, you guys. This is a really good session this morning. I'm loving it. Sam, hi, great news. My son hopefully getting discharged today. Any messages from spirit? Sam, I know things have been chaotic, but I feel like I've got to slow down and smell the roses in all aspects. And I just literally got a big whiff of literally roses. I need to slow down. So has there been a lot of fast pace in life, even outside of your son? I feel like I've just got to take moments of, and it can be, and there's also a reference to a bee. Um, so I don't know if it's a name because I just saw B or B itself, but I just have to, like, when you're out for a walk or you're on your way to your car, I just have to stop and pause and just enjoy what's around me. I just have to stop and smell the roses. It doesn't mean that you have to take a big break, but I feel like I've got to insert that. I just feel like I've got to, like, wait a minute, give me five. Wait a minute, give me five. And I feel like I really need to kind of lean into that because I feel quite anxious if I don't. I feel like that anxiousness is going to continue to ask, like, just that feeling. I just feel like I've got to, like, I hope that resonates there with you. All right, you guys. We've been doing a lot of that lately. Appreciating the small wins. Oh, I love that. Good for you. Smash the smash button. Oh my goodness, you guys are smashing. I love that smashing energy today. Bless your hearts. Um, all right. It's okay to be worried, but it just helps not to tap into it when you have to. But protect yourself with white light. So there's something's going on with Kayla. Kayla, I know it's human nature and a physical world thing, but it's weighing heavy on my shoulders. Aaron, I have to move to Florida. Not the best political state for me. Yeah, I must have missed quite a bit of the chat. Kayla, I have to move to the US soon, but I'm worried about the political atmosphere. Oh, here we go. I don't want to be surrounded by negativity. Okay, so here's the thing, okay? I get it because political energy anywhere is not my thing. It truly is not. I don't discuss politics um at all. But I will say to you though that no matter where you move, no matter where you move, there is always going to be the good, the bad, the ugly. I always feel that politically, and I get its importance. I'm not saying it's not important because it is important, but I think no matter where we move in this physical world right now, politics is a big vibration. And you stay in your truth, you stay in what resonates with you, and you don't absorb the rest of it. Right. I get it. I also feel that we are going to come into a turning point. We are being, and this goes back to a lot of the energy update from the beginning of the year. I also feel that we are being shown things politically in order to really drum up collective change. I feel that without being shown things, we are going to continue with wash, rinse, repeat. And when you look at the last several years globally, that's exactly what we've been on is a wash, rinse, repeat with love and with light. I really feel that with what we're being shown, we are going to collectively navigate through this with some change. I also believe that, and when you look back over history, not a whole lot has changed. And that is the reason why we need to really lovingly, and I think we're doing a great job at it. More and more people are coming together and to navigate through a lot of this energy. I just we truly are. We're not following in the masses that have happened in the past. We are stepping forward and saying, let's change, let's stand together and let's work together as a community. And I really feel that no matter where we go in the physical world, leadership is struggling. Our leaders are struggling with integrity and with spirituality. There's no spirituality in politics, and that's what's missing. That's what's missing. It's that energy, right? But I think though that when it comes to things that you cannot change, there's also a lot of glorious things in many, 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 many areas. There's many, many communities that are not affected by that energy. So I think being careful on what you open yourself up to and what you're feeding, and looking for that right space that feels good energetically. I know it's a big topic and I'm not going to spend much time on it here because I have to get to work. But I do feel like we're being shown things. We're being shown a lot of truth. And I talked about that in January. The truth energy for 2024 and 2025 is going to have a huge microphone. And I feel like the shift of other people in the physical world has grown enough. We have grown enough spiritually to say, enough, enough. All right. Exactly. It's the spiritual energy missing. Thank you, everyone. You're most welcome. Um, maybe I should take my dead people and my spirit guides and go run for leadership. Would you? Hey, I'm Lana, and I've got some spirit guides that are going to run this country. I think it would be great. I think it would be great. Can you see me in just a minute? I gotta ask my spirit guides about that decision. It would be fantastic, I think. Right? I vote for Lana. It would. That's how I would run it. Just give me a second. I gotta check in. Uh, they'd probably lock me up, but you know what? I think spirit would be good at it. Oh my God. Wesley, did you see my chats? I didn't see your chats, Wes. I'll scroll back up later when I got some time. I do have to let go. Oh my God, Lana, that would be amazing. Could you see it? Oh my gosh, I just can't stop laughing. Did you see it on televised live? Okay, what do you think about this? And I was like, oh, let me ask my spirit guides. It would be great. I think it would be great. All right. What do we need to know? I also have to see. Sorry, you guys, I didn't look ahead because of what I'm doing on Wednesday. Oh my gosh. All right. I will be here Wednesday morning. Yes, I am in person Wednesday. My weeks, it's funny because I don't usually do a mix in my week very often. I don't usually mix in person and Zoom. I don't know why. It just kind of never works out like that. I usually open my calendar in blocks, but this week I'm doing both. So I'm very excited. I'm not even sure how it happens because usually I don't book it that way, but I am this week. All right, what do we need? Let's set some intentions. Oh, I can't stop thinking about asking spirit on a political podium. All right, I got to focus. Okay. All right. Kingfisher. Make it a point to express yourself clearly and concisely with everyone you communicate with. For the next 7 days, set aside a few minutes in a quiet place where there's no chance of intrusions to simply contemplate without any particular structure or restrictions to your thinking. Take a plunge out of the box thinking. Here we go. Take a plunge into a project or relationship with confidence and let go of any doubt and fear because it will be successful. Get daily physical exercise that involves both cardio and muscular elements. You're at the initial stage of a cycle of abundance and prosperity. So welcome and receive it. I'm in. I'm in. All right. I need to do a number today. I'm gonna have to go and get myself grounded before my next session. Okay, 370. You're working in perfect partnership with Source Energy and the Ascended Masters. Continue to listen and follow your inner guidance, as this is the best path for you to take. I love it. My spirit guide did a sense rule the world for a while. He loved more than any president. Oh, I love that. Um, that just reminded me, Cheyenne. I'm not sure why that reminded me, but I am working on some big stuff for 2020 for next year for 2025. I am working on going on tour to the US. I'm really open to any of your suggestions. So wherever you're from, if you would like to help me come to your area, so helping me would involve, look at bubbles. Oh, helping me would involve, maybe helping me with some venue stuff, helping me tap into the spiritual community there. A little west of Chicago. If you guys want to email and the hawk and I at gmail.com with any suggestions. If you feel, you know what, I live in an area that is really spiritually open, or I think you should come here. Kim is my assistant and partner and all this, and I love her so much. We are going to be doing some work that way next year. And depending on where, this is a maybe, so this is a maybe, I may look into a cold case in that area as well and do something cold case wise as well. So for and I'm not anywhere. I mean, you can write to me from anywhere. I am in I almost said Italy. I'm not in Italy. I am in Ireland in July, so of this year. So I'm starting to expand that movement a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So if anybody is in the Ireland area, or I know Europe, you can fly around quite easily, and you want to see me, I am there in July. I think I land in Ireland on the 17th. And I'm staying for 10 days. So if you are in that area and want to connect with me, email the hawk and I at gmail.com. I would love to meet you somewhere. Maybe maybe for a tea or lunch, or if you want a reading, that's where I will be in July. I will be expanding. Get her to come to you. Thanks, Fran. I will be expanding. I think 2025 and 2026, Spirit has given me a glorious glimpse of what that's going to look like. And it's going to be a movement. It's going to be moving to you. And I think the whole they've given me a theme, and I won't share it yet because I haven't finished all the channeling with it, but they have given me a theme, so I'm very excited to be moving. I have mentioned that theme Probably in the last couple months. Oh, Lan, I'm so excited. I want to cry. Oh, bless your heart, Kayla. I'm very excited too. It's been coming. I thought, and here's the trust level. I really got to watch the time. Here's the trust level is I thought it was going to be this calendar year. I thought it was going to be 2024. I felt it, and then Spirit pulled me back a little bit, and they said, no, not quite. Um, give it another season or two. And I thought, okay. Okay, so when I asked about 2025, I got my go-ahead sign from Spirit. Give me my go-ahead sign. So I'm putting out my feelers as to where I should go. Who would like to see me? I am wishing you, Wes. So if you want, Wes, if you want to send me a message, I'm not able to scroll back up. Dude, I want her to Texas. Texas. There we go. Um, Email me. I'm wide open to suggestions. I'm wide open. Yes, Lana, my move depends on whether my husband will have to travel often to Dallas with this new remote hybrid position. Yeah, there it is. A lot of floating pieces. I'm wide open to suggestions. I would love to hear from you. So you can either email me or let me know here on the channel what you think. But I do have to go. I'm gonna have to go and just get myself barefoot on the grass before I do my first session. Because this has been like so much fun. This morning was so much fun. Enjoy, folks. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day. Take good care.